Mr. Booth, what is up, man?
Hello, hello. How are you?
I'm good, man. How have you been?
Good. This warm up and this weather's been awesome.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. It seems like everyone's definitely getting the itch to go fishing and get all the water, man.
Yeah, we got Taney coming up in a couple weeks, but luck it'll probably be a blizzard on that day. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, it's definitely possible, but hopefully we can have some good weather for that and whatnot. I know you just got through Stockton judging all those fish that they caught down there. How
Yeah, it
was
was tough. It was tough, that's for sure. They were just flying in left and right. No, I mean it was a grind for those guys out on the water. I felt bad for them, but there's a few guys that figured something out.
Yeah, for sure, and we'll talk to those guys here in a second. I was up there at in Nebraska with Kayak Jack and Marty Hughes, and there he did a little expo for his kids fishing league and all that stuff. But Nebraska guys are up there, following along, so it's cool to see, those guys looking at our tournaments, and they're like, it was early, and they're like, there was only like two or three fish caught at the time, and I'm like, yeah, I bet it's been pretty tough because there's been ice on there, and like they're like, well, we still have ice on everything, so it's pretty interesting, but it's cool to see those guys follow along to our tournament as well.
Yeah, they've got a great group of guys up there, and I saw the event that Marty put on. It looked like it was a pretty good success.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people there. He had a couple of the kayak shops there as well. A bunch of like more local tackle companies in Nebraska. But it was pretty cool having them up there.
Right on.
Yeah, man. Well, we got Micah, we got Stony, and we got Stacy. Let's bring these guys in here and talk to them about the tournament. What is up, Micah? How are you, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Stacy, how have you been, man? Have you hit your third deer yet?
Yeah. The last few days I've been out killing it.
Stoney, what's up, brother?
Literally.
Stoney, how are you doing, man?
Uh-oh, we lost his audio.
No, I've got to mute. You're good. You're good. I had you muted. My bad. Here, maybe it'll let me unmute. Can you hit the unmute button on your screen there? Yeah, there you go.
Yes, sir. Man,
Hey,
I'm
there
good.
you are. Good, man. Well, I mean, let's jump into it. Let's talk about Stockton and the day that was. Micah, tell us about your day and how it went for you, man.
Uh, well, I didn't get any pre-fishing in. Just kind of went to an area that I knew well, and was hoping to just throw the jerkbait all day because it's kind of my go-to in the winter. And for some reason, they didn't want it. I had a couple like one cast spots I had a lot of confidence in, and nothing for the first 30, 40 minutes. 3 casts after, I picked up a finesse jig, caught my first fish, and then just kind of locked it in my hand the rest of the day. But it's kind of how it went for me. Got
What
6 bites, but
yeah? What were your water
Uh,
temps where you were at?
well, I was fishing kind of main lake, and it was like 38.5 to 39.5. There were 4 other guys that put in at the ramp that I did, and they kind of stayed back in the creek arm, and they said they found all the way up to 50 degrees back there, but they didn't catch anything, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, man. Stacy, how was your day, man?
I actually ended up not fishing the tournament. I
Okay.
After pre-fishing that Friday night, I went and seen Stoney and Chad Davidson, hung out, and was driving home and smacked a big deer and practically totaled my
Okay.
truck, and it threw me back. So yeah,
Yeah.
but I've had kind of some revenge the last few days. Gosh, yesterday I probably caught 30 bass. So it's
Wow.
amazing how a few days will change things on the lake.
For sure, man. Well, Stony, you figured it out. Were you sandbagging all day long, or was it like an afternoon get it and go, or what was it for you, man?
Had no service. I had my
No
limit by
service.
I think 840. Josh can look at the timestamps, but I think 840 is when I caught number 5, and I couldn't believe it because my whole goal was get 5 fish, and I had them early and nothing big. They were all the same fish over and over, 13, 14, 15 inches.
Any baits you want to talk about, or what you used, or anything like that?
But so
I mean, we're not gonna go back in the winter, so I don't know if that bite will be the same as when we go back there. But if you want,
I did get a pre-fish, and I had 3 guys put in with me over there, and I threw jerk baits, I threw finesse jigs, I threw shaky heads, I threw some deep water cranks, and I caught 3 fish on Friday pre-fishing, and they were all on a Ned, all within 50 yards of each other. And I'm like, man, you just gotta. I grabbed 3 spinning rods and tied up 3 Neds and went to work, and it was sucked. It was boring. It's my absolute least favorite fishing, but everybody I'd talked to, everybody I'd heard said I didn't catch anything, or I caught 1, and I'm like, well, I caught 3, and they were all on the same bait, and I'm like, I drug a net all day. I retied 30 times at least because they kept getting hung up in trees, and it was a long day. But I had no service. I couldn't submit anything back there.
Yeah, I think it was a long day for everybody. That may have actually been probably the lowest fish to angler catch ratio that we've ever had in a MoYak tournament.
Right.
Pretty rough.
Man.
well, I think I looked at it earlier. There was like 30 fish caught, 27 fish caught, something like that.
Yeah,
27
out of 30 anglers and only 2 limits.
Wow. So 2 limits. Next, third place had 3 fish, and then the rest of the field had 1 fish or nothing. It's pretty wild.
That is a rough one, though. That's for sure.
Looks like big fish was 19
That's Stockton
inches, though.
winter fishing right there.
Yeah, that's what. Stacy, you live up there on Stockton, right? So you know the lake. Is this kind of a normal for this time of the year? Can you hear me, Stacy?
No, I can't hear.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me? No, I can't. He answered you.
He can read lips, though. Micah, did you get any pre-fishing in?
No, I didn't. Yeah, I just kind of knew the area and just kind of hoping for the best, trying to figure them out on the tournament day.
Micah, it really seems like you really enjoy the winter series more than most.
Yeah, I tend to place better on days where no one's catching fish, which is usually the winter. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take what I can get, I guess.
Yeah. Was it last year that you won Taney Como? Did you win that event last year, or what?
Yeah, I won the Winter Series Taney Como and the AOY last year
Nice,
for Winter
man.
Series.
And I think I looked at the standings. I think you're sitting in first right now for AOY, right?
Yep.
What you want to share anything on Taney Como from last year that you had success on, or are you going to keep that tight-lipped?
I mean, if anyone wants to find out what I did, I videoed it and put it on my YouTube channel.
There you go.
I like
Kayak.
it.
Yeah, kayak and bass. Letter N, kayak and bass. And if you've ever fished Taney Como, you probably know what I'm doing and where I'm doing it. So, and it's not Rockaway.
There you go, guys. If you want to find out, just go to his YouTube channel and check out his videos.
Will I do it this year? I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but that's what I did last year.
Stacy, can you hear us now?
Barely. My earbuds are blinked out.
Yeah, and if you want to disconnect those and try without them, you can if you want. If you want to use your speaker and your mic on your phone.
Okay.
Stony, any secret Ned tips you can give to all these guys out here?
What color?
Copper truce
Copper truce.
and as light a head as you can get, but I like the bigger hook, so it's kind of hard to. I think you can get down to like 1/10 ounce and get a decent size, like a 2/0 hook on it, and I think you get better hookup on the bigger hooks, but I'm not a Ned guy. Clayton Westgate is the guy who got me started on Neds, and he's a stick, but I hate it. It's so boring to me, but
Oh
Yeah.
man, I don't throw a Ned. I don't like throwing a Ned. I lose more Neds than I probably own. I don't know how that's possible, but it's tough. But there's guys that consistently catch them on it too.
Been fishing for the win.
Stacy back? We lose Stacy?
He's out. We'll hopefully if he pops back in, I'll bring him back on here. Micah, looking at the 2024 season, our MoYak series, what is there an event you're really looking forward to?
Well, I think there's probably two. One of them's the first one, just because it's the first event at LOZ. And also, I've never had a good day at LOZ. I don't know what it is, but that lake's got my number at the moment, so it's kind of like a challenge, and I'm looking forward to that. And then the second one's Table Rock West, because that's probably my favorite MoYak lake in Missouri.
Yeah, it's our crown jewel.
Yeah.
Well, according to some others, some people have other opinions, but I think Table Rock is our best lake.
Yeah, enjoy it.
It definitely has plenty of lake and diversity, so guys can do just about whatever they want. Now it'd be interesting with just having the west side and what guys do and what their strategy is.
We're actually pretty lucky here in Missouri to have such big lakes. A lot of the other, like you probably talk to those guys up in Nebraska. They don't have big water up there. A lake like Table Rock is enormous to them. They're basically fishing on big ponds, and so we're lucky we got so many nice lakes that aren't really too far apart.
Stoney, what about you, man? Which event are you looking forward to?
Probably the Roadrunner in Minocqua again. I didn't catch any big fish at Minocqua, but I probably had more fun there. The scenery and everywhere I went were eagles, and I had one swoop down 10 feet from my boat, eat a bass that I measured and let go and didn't live. Just a neat place, man.
Yeah, the All-American Series is going to give MoYak guys a couple opportunities this year. We're doubling up on Lake of the Ozarks, and so if anybody's planning on fishing that and you want to, pitch in on that little higher entry fee and double dip and have a chance of winning some really big money, you can do that as well. So they're All-American's going to be at Table Rock, it's going to be Lake of the Ozarks, and plus, like we're going up to Minocqua, La Crosse, and Kentucky Lake. Kentucky Lake's not too far for a lot of us here in Missouri as well. So
yeah,
going to be exciting for sure.
I'm looking forward to La Crosse.
Me too. I've never got to fish there. It's pretty exciting.
Oh man, you're gonna love it. That's a bucket list place. If you haven't been there, you just have to go just to go, man.
Yeah.
The food's awesome, the people are awesome, and it's just fishing paradise, especially if you like fishing rivers, which I do.
oh yeah.
St. Clair last year was a bucket list. That place was amazing.
Yeah, that's a trophy destination for sure at that time of the year. Are you with us, Stacy? Is it working now?
Yeah. I'm
Sweet.
not technical savvy like my kids.
That's all right. Well, I was trying to ask you earlier was you live up there on Stockton, so is this kind of like a normal conditions for this time of the year for fishing up on Stockton? Is it usually this tough?
Yeah, it varies day to day. Yeah, these warm days, I've had 53-degree water the last 2 days, and man, it turned on white bass and just everything exploded, and man, it's been good. But we're gonna get that front through, and it'll knock them back down again.
Yeah. So what happened with your truck again? You hit another deer? Didn't you hit one just not very long ago?
Yeah, 2 in 2 weeks.
Did you
Yeah.
did you have tags for those, or do we need to talk to conservation about it, or what's going on?
Well, it's kind of a funny story. Man, I had my truck wouldn't go, and a deer was kind of flopping over in the yard, like it came out of somebody's yard, and like I'm over there trying to dispatch it to help it, to be humane, and these people are stopping and like all freaking out, and I'm like, crap, I can't do nothing. All these people watching me, so I just had to leave it.
Oh man. So your truck's still messed up?
Yeah, I got a buddy in town. Actually, it's one of my sponsors. Has an auto body shop, and they've got a S10 front end they're going to put on it. But I'm buying a new truck this spring because I want to come hit some of those All Americans. I want to go to lacrosse, and Kentucky Lake has always been a dream. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this year.
Awesome. How's your son doing? Is everything going good with your boys now? Or you still got some? I mean, I guess a lot of people may not understand that, but you've been dealing with some family health problems.
Yeah, my youngest son, they found something on his liver, and we're not sure yet. And we're supposed to get an MRI Friday, and hopefully we'll have some answers then. We're going to talk to the surgeon Friday after the MRI.
Where are they having that done at? Do you have to go anywhere for that?
If we go for surgery, we'll probably have to go to St. Louis to Children's. He's only 14.
Well, that's pretty sad to hear. I'm really sorry to hear about that, and we're all thinking about you and hoping for the best.
Well, we really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
We have a great community, and I know you guys all think and pray for everybody, and I do the same for all of you. I'm so lucky to have all you guys in my life. Me and Stone, we've hung out a lot the last few years. I can't think of a better guy than Stoney. Micah, we've hung out a lot to other tournaments and clubs, and both of these gentlemen are just absolute great fishermen and great men. And it's been an honor to get to know them. Man, I can't say enough about Jonathan. Jonathan helps everybody, and he's just a messenger or a phone call away. And man, I'm so thankful for all you guys.
Well, we're thankful for you too, man. You're a class act. You always are one of the kindest men that I know, and we want to try and help out too. So we put together a little benefit tournament that we're going to put on that I've already got set up on Tourney X, and we're going to donate 50% of all the entry fees. We're going to go to you, buddy, to try and help maybe cover some of those costs, maybe a couple of hotel rooms and some couple tanks of gas. We'll see how much we can raise, but we just want to try and help out some way we can. And I can't think of anybody more deserving than you, man. So I'm getting ready to drop it. I've got it all set up and ready to go. I'll put it in the comments section here. Anybody wants to sign up, we're going to pay out to the top 3 guys, and then the rest of the money, the other half of the pot's going to go to Stacy and his family.
I only had the words, guys. I'm so thankful for you guys, and man, what a blessing. What a blessing. I'll tell you, this last few years has been such an honor to be around all of you. And I can't thank you enough.
You don't have to thank us at all, buddy. We're here for you.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm blown away.
I've only done MoYak for 2 or 3 years now, maybe 4. And it's probably the best part. It's not the fishing. It's not the tournament. It's not the checks. It's not the pictures. It's the family. It's crazy to think that, most of these guys we didn't know a couple years ago, and, now we're fishing buds. And that's what, there's probably a lot of clubs that are like that, and maybe we don't see it as much because we're not as involved with them. But for the amount of people that we have, and, the amount of guys that give the shirt off their back and do that, and that's what it's really about. And and I don't know what it's like in the bass boat community or other sports or anything like that, but it seems like kayakers really come together. We saw that last year with Jay Harmon and his stuff. and it's really cool. So, if you guys are in the surrounding area and want to help out, we appreciate it. I know us at Eco Fishing Shop, we're going to do some gift cards as well to give away. Hopefully, help the numbers up on that, and just want to be a blessing to you, Stacy.
Oh man, thank you, Josh. I can't even express how good of a man you are. I mean, you even give me chickens. I mean, come on, man.
You take all my trouble chickens. I should be thanking you.
we are so blessed to have such good men in this club, and I don't even, I'm shocked. I was surprised that you asked me on the show, and I was like, I didn't get to fish it because my truck getting wrecked, and I was so down and been on my home lake, and I was like, gosh, what are they going to bring me on there and pick on me, or
maybe a little bit.
Next time.
Yeah, I deserve it, man. This sure is giving me a bright light and a dim patch, and I thank you.
Well, you're welcome, man. And I think it'll be a fun tournament to fish too. It's not going to cost a lot to get in. $30 entry fee, and you're going after three different species to honor you, buddy. I know how you like to catch all the different fish: crappie, white bass, largemouth. So this one's going to be set up to where it's going to be your longest 2 bass, 2 perch, and 1 crappie. So you got to get that triple slam, and it's going to be a 2-month-long event. So it's going to run from March 1st until the end of April, and it's going to be nationwide online. Fish from the bank, fish from a boat, fish from a kayak, whatever. Just a fun tournament for guys to get out and catch some multi-species of fish and to help raise some money for you too. So I think it'll be fun to fish as well.
I do too. That's so creative, man. I mean, heck, I fish it for free.
Well, don't worry about that because I've already got your entry fee covered as well. So if you get
Come
time
on,
to go
man.
out and play, you can go out there and fish.
Josh, you took it right out of my mouth, man. I was gonna be like, man, I'll sponsor you, man, for this tournament.
You guys rock,
Right
man.
on.
I tell you. And I tell my friends and people around all the time that are trying to think about getting a kayak. I talked to a kid I know in town yesterday and was asking me questions and sees my post, and he's like, where can I get a good kayak? Where can I go where I can trust somebody to tell me and everything? I'm like, Eco, man. I'm like, they are going to set you up. They're going to tell you everything that you want and need, and they've got the knowledge. And I was like, and if you want knowledge about clubs, contact Josh Booth, because he can break it down. He does it 100 times every year, and new guys come in, they got 1,000 questions, and I know I drove Josh nuts my first year. I know I did, and I apologize.
I still do.
Oh man, I enjoy it. I do.
Well, we can have a better director, man. We're so lucky.
The great thing to me is that all of these people that we talk to and are talking about, and we would have never crossed paths. I mean,
Exactly.
Stacy and I have become great friends, and we would have never met. And it's just, I got in a winter series 2.5 years ago, I think, right, Josh? My first one.
All right. Yeah.
That a couple of Kansas guys hooked me up on, and they never came back, but I did because I seen it, and I talked to Josh. We've had a lot of conversations about what series I want to fish and stuff like that. And he's like, well, what are you looking for? And I tell him, he's like, you need to stay in the All-American, and you need to fish some of the MoYak stuff, and because that's what I'm looking for is I love to hang out with the guys, and I love to fish. Obviously, we all do, or we wouldn't be here. But we get to meet the greatest people.
Great, and get the best burritos.
Hell yeah!
There's a lot of kindred spirits.
It's got the greatest tacos you could ever have.
Mr. Taco.
I
Yeah,
eat tacos every day.
it is really a great way to build friendships.
Yeah.
I've made a ton, from guys all over the Midwest, and like you said, this would have never happened if we hadn't gotten into the sport. I think we're just a lot of like-minded individuals. We love fishing, we love nature, we love competing, and we like just hanging out sometimes too. So I think that just brings people together. It's really cool. So I mean, if you're on the fence about getting involved in this sport, give it a chance. Come hang out with us a few times and see what it's about, because it can be really not only like an addictive hobby, but a beneficial hobby that can really help your soul. If that makes sense. I mean, very therapeutic.
It is.
We tell people at the shop all the time, like, sign up for a tournament. Like, and if you're not sure, if you're not ready or whatever, come to the check-in. Josh always has it posted where we're going to meet up, where it's going to be at. Just come, just show up. You'll probably leave with 3 or 4 fishing buddies. You may not like them after you fish with them, but you'll know. But it's kind of one of those things, like, just link up with people that are doing what you're doing and enjoy it. I mean, it's all about that. It's not about, it's not always about the biggest fish you caught that day. It's just coming back and, hanging out, shooting the breeze, eating some food, and having a good afternoon, evening,
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Yep.
Well, Stoney, Micah, congrats on the tournament and finding limits. That was a feat in itself, and excited to see the turnout for Stacy for your tournament and whatnot as well.
Oh man.
It'd be cool to see how many guys sign up from where they're all from, and see their fish they're posting. So if you guys get a chance, get involved with that. If that's the only tournament you fish this year, make sure that one's on your list. But again, congrats. Josh, do we have any other MoYak announcements? Anything else going on that you're looking forward to? Any new sponsors or anything like that?
We are about to lock in the deadline for the sponsors, but we do have some coming in. I'm going to wait about another week before we announce all the finalized sponsors and get everything locked in. Taney Como's coming up, the Winter Series, in a couple weeks. We are using a new payout formula system this year. It's going to really beef it up. I don't know if anybody's seen my post on the All-American. I'm going to follow the same suit with them. So basically, it's going to beef up the bottom end a little bit more to where, let's say you come in 8th or 9th place, you're not just winning $60. Now you're going to win $150 or something like that. It's going to be a lot more substantial and more balanced of a payout structure. And I copied it from a poker tournament layout formula that's already been established, and I think it works good. We've tested it a few times, and so I'm excited to see the new payouts for this year coming out. So be looking for those.
Well, guys, you got Taney Coma coming up if you want to fish some Winter Series. We got the Taney 20, not far behind that, and then we'll be right in the season and all that. Josh, how many memberships do we have so far this year?
Well, I've been so busy this week, I haven't checked. I need to do that tonight. We should be getting close to the 100 mark. I believe we are getting close there. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Well, man, that's all I got. If that's all you got Micah, Stacy, and Stoney. Appreciate you guys coming on, and look forward to doing this more throughout the year with guys that do well or just are in the club and get on here and chit chat and talk.
Heck yeah, we're just getting started.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming, man.
Thanks,
Yeah,
everybody.
thanks for having us. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. All right, we'll see you guys on the water.
See you,
All
brother.
right. Let's
Bye.
go.
Joshua.